All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So a lot of people are talking about Cedric Mcmillan right now and whether or not he can win the Olympia in 2017 and dethrone Phil Heath. Now, obviously, Cedric has been thrown into that conversation because of his recent 2017 Arnold Classic victory, where he gave an amazing victory speech and really gained a lot of momentum and a lot of hype going into this year's Olympia. I think he gained a lot of new fans by winning that 2017 Arnold Classic and giving that speech. He kind of got a lot of people to rally behind him. So Cedric kind of represents the more aesthetic physique, and a lot of people can really get behind that physique and appreciate it more so than they can appreciate the quote-unquote bubble gut physiques that we see today. And a lot of people don't really like the direction that bodybuilding is headed, and I think that Cedric could be the guy that turns things around and brings it back in the direction of a more classic-looking physique. Now, to look at whether or not he can win the 2017 Mr. Olympia, we've got to look at how he placed in 2016. So here are the results of the 2016 Mr. Olympia. Obviously, Phil Heath won. Sean Roden came in second. Dexter Jackson came in third. Big Ramy came in fourth. William Bonac came in fifth. Rolly Winkler came in sixth. And unfortunately, Cedric Mcmillan came in seventh place. So he would have to move up 7 spots to win the Olympia in 2017. So we got to talk about some of those guys and whether or not he can beat them to even get to Phil Heath to be in that first and second call out. So in the top 3, I think that Cedric could definitely go head to head with a guy like Dexter Jackson or Sean Roden. That's no question in my mind. If one of those guys comes in off and Cedric comes in 100% on, I think he would have no problem going head to head with a guy like Sean Roden or Dexter Jackson for sure. I think he could definitely hang with those guys. Now, one of the problems that Cedric does have is coming in with super crisp conditioning and not coming in flat. So one of the things that he does is if he doesn't come in shape and he tries to over diet and he tries to overdo the conditioning, he has a tendency to come in a little bit too flat, and sometimes he comes in too full. But when he nails his conditioning, I think that's when Cedric is super dangerous with that tall physique. But the problem is, it's not the guys like Sean Roden or Dexter Jackson or even Big Ramy. The problem is Phil Heath. I think that Phil Heath is such a complete bodybuilder, whether people like him or not. He's a really hard guy to beat. He has so few imperfections in his physique. I know a lot of people will say he's got the gut and he's got all these issues and people don't like him and all that good stuff. But when comparing him to Cedric Mcmillan, Phil Heath has so much less flaws than Cedric has. I mean, especially one of Cedric's biggest weak points, I think, is Cedric's arms. I think Cedric would be the first person to admit that, and I think in several interviews he's actually said that he's been trying to bring up his arms. And obviously one of Phil Heath's best body parts is his arms. So I think if Cedric were going to beat Phil Heath, he would definitely have to bring up his arms tremendously. I think Cedric has a very good chest, he has a very good back, and his V-taper and his waist is one of the things that he has working in his advantage against Phil. But I think if he wants to beat Phil, he's going to have to, nail that conditioning, not come in flat, because obviously another advantage that Phil Heath has is he always comes in, pretty damn full. He's always looking really round and full, and one of Cedric's biggest flaws is that he comes in a little bit flat. So I think Cedric would definitely have to nail the conditioning. He couldn't be flat. He'd definitely have to bring up his arms a little bit. So those are the main problems that I see with Cedric winning the 2017 Olympia. Could he overcome some guys like Sean Roden and Dexter Jackson? I think absolutely. He could definitely overcome those guys and potentially be in the top 3 call out at the Olympia. I think that would be no problem for him. Could he overcome some guys like Big Ramy, possibly Rolly Winkler, William Bonac, who again placed 5th last year, which is ahead of Cedric Mcmillan? I think he would definitely have no problem beating some of those guys. So I think definitely we should have Cedric in the conversation for the top 6 in 2017. And he could potentially be in that top 3 in 2017. But overall, do I think Cedric could win the 2017 Mr. Olympia? Most likely not. But could he do it? I think if Phil came in if Phil came in off, very, very off, and left the door wide open, I think it's possible Cedric could win the 2017 Mr. Olympia. But all things considered, I think most likely we will not see Cedric win the 2017 Olympia. But I would love to see him win it. I'm a huge Cedric Mcmillan fan. So please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Cedric can win the 2017 Mr. Olympia? Nick Strength and Power, signing out.